Hey, can I ask you something? Have you ever had one of those moments where you're lying in bed, and your mind suddenly decides now is the perfect time to remind you of every awkward thing you've ever done? Or you send a message and the person takes a little too long to reply, and before you know it, your brain has written a whole movie script about why everything is falling apart? If you're nodding right now, good, because I want to talk just to you. Not to a crowd, not to an audience, just you. Let's open this together. Why your mind overthinks and what you can do about it. Let's start with something simple. You're not overthinking because you're weak. You're not overthinking because you're broken. And you're definitely not the only one who feels like their brain refuses to chill. Actually, your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. Let me explain, but in the simplest way possible. Imagine this. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in the wild. There were real dangers everywhere. Predators, storms, starvation, even other tribes. So what kind of brain survives in a world like that? A brain that monitors everything. A brain that predicts danger before it happens. A brain that imagines worst-case scenarios just in case. The people with chill brains? Yeah, they didn't live long. But the people who worried, who overchecked, who imagined threats, they survived. And their brains? You inherited them. So if your mind jumps to what if this goes wrong? Or did I make a mistake? Or why did they say it like that? It's not malfunctioning. It's protecting you. Just in really old, outdated ways. Let's look at what actually happens inside your brain. When something feels uncertain, a text, an exam, someone's tone, a decision, your brain reacts the same way it reacted thousands of years ago. Step 1. Is this dangerous? Step 2. Let me imagine every possible bad scenario. Step 3. Let me repeat them, just to be safe. And that becomes overthinking. Now here's the interesting part. There are two main systems inside you constantly fighting for control. 1. The emotional alarm system. This part is fast, intense, and honestly, dramatic. It's the part that tells you, what if they're mad at you? What if you fail? What if something goes wrong? 2. The logical system. This part is calm and reasonable. It says, relax. You don't have enough information to panic. But when you're tired, overwhelmed, or stressed, the emotional system wins, and you get stuck in loops. Let's make this personal. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're trying to sleep, and suddenly your mind goes, remember that thing you said in class 3 years ago? Why did you say it like that? What if they still think you're weird? Your heart speeds up, your chest feels tight, you feel embarrassed, even though nothing is happening right now. That's your emotional brain pulling old files because it thinks, if I can prepare you for something bad, maybe I can keep you safe. But the truth is you're not in danger. You're just tired, and your brain is confusing tiredness with threat. Why modern life makes your overthinking worse? Your brain wasn't built for hundreds of notifications, social media comparisons, 24/7 communication, constant choices, pressure to be perfect. It's like giving an ancient machine a modern problem. It overheats. You weren't meant to handle this much stimulation, so your brain tries to survive the only way it knows how, by thinking and thinking and thinking, until it feels safe again. But the problem is, overthinking doesn't create safety. It creates exhaustion. Now let's talk about how you can calm it. Not by forcing your mind to stop thinking. That never works. Instead, by understanding it and guiding it gently. Here are the tools I want you to try. Just you. 1. Call it out when it's happening. You don't have to fight it. Just say in your mind, okay, my brain is overthinking again. That simple sentence creates distance. It reminds you that your thoughts are not you. They're just brain activity. 2. Ask one question. Is this helping me? Most overthinking is just pain, pretending to be productivity. If the thought doesn't lead to an action, it's not helping. It's just noise. 3. Bring your brain back to now. When your mind says, what if this goes wrong? You answer, what can I do right now? The emotional brain lives in the future. The logical brain lives in the present. Bring yourself back. 4. Calm your body first, then your thoughts. You can't think your way out of overthinking. You have to feel your way out. Try. Slow breathing, stretching your hands, unclenching your jaw, walking for 2 minutes, drinking water. When your body calms, your brain gets the message. We're safe. 5. Don't trust your nighttime brain. If you're tired, your brain is more dramatic, more emotional, more sensitive. Tell yourself, I'll think about this tomorrow when my brain has energy. You'll notice 90% of your night thoughts disappear in the morning. 6. Accept uncertainty. Gently. You can't control everything. You can't predict everything. You can't read minds or see the future. And that's okay. You don't have to. Uncertainty isn't danger. It's just life. Before we end, I want to tell you something directly. If you overthink a lot, it's not a flaw. It means you care. You feel deeply. You want things to go right. You're thoughtful. You're sensitive in a good way. Your mind is powerful. You are not broken. Your brain is just scared. It's trying to protect you. But you're not living in the wild anymore. You're safe. You're growing. You're learning. And little by little, you can teach your brain to trust you. You don't need to shut your thoughts off. You just need to steer them, gently, patiently, like guiding a friend who panics easily. You know, there's something important I want you to understand. And I'm saying this directly to you, not to a crowd, not to an audience, just you. Your brain isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to protect you from getting hurt again. Maybe there was a time you trusted someone, and they disappointed you. Maybe you made a mistake that embarrassed you. Maybe you got judged, or ignored, or misunderstood. And now your brain thinks its job is to constantly warn you, even when you don't need warning. That's the thing about overthinking. It's usually built from past moments that confused you or hurt you. Your brain uses old pain to protect your future, but it ends up protecting you from things that aren't real. Let me tell you something personal, between just us. Most people overthink because they were never taught how to feel safe inside their own mind. No one teaches you how to calm yourself, trust yourself, or slow down your thoughts. You were expected to just figure it out. But how could you? You were never given the tools, so let's give you those tools right now. Let's talk about one of the biggest causes of overthinking, fear of not being enough. Think about it. When your mind spirals, it often sounds, what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I sound stupid? What if I'm not good enough? But here's the truth, and please listen to this part carefully. You are enough even when you don't feel enough. Your value doesn't disappear because of a mistake, or a slow reply, or an awkward moment. You are not graded every day. You don't have to perform 24/7. You're allowed to just be. And your brain is allowed to slow down. Let's go even deeper. Overthinking often comes from two big things. 1. You care too much about outcomes. You want things to turn out right. You want to avoid hurting people. You want to make good decisions. That isn't weakness. That's empathy. People who don't care, don't overthink. Your sensitivity is a strength. It just needs balance. 2. You don't fully trust yourself yet. And that's okay. Self-trust is something you build slowly, just like confidence. Let me ask you something gently. How many times in your life did you think something terrible would happen, and then it didn't? How many times did your mind predict disaster, and the situation turned out completely normal? Your brain remembers the fear, but it forgets how many times you handled things. So here's a simple exercise you can practice. Think of one thing in your life that you were scared of before, but you handled it anyway. It could be a conversation, an exam, a challenge, moving, admitting something, fixing a mistake. Whatever it is, you survived it. And your brain needs to be reminded of that. Because you've survived everything so far, and you will survive tomorrow too. So now let's talk about another part of overthinking, the need for control. Your brain hates uncertainty. It wants answers, clarity, guarantees. But here's a secret that will save you a lot of stress. Control is an illusion. Most things were never in your control in the first place. You can't control what people think, what they feel, how they react, the future, their mood, their intentions, every outcome. You can't control life. You can only guide yourself through it. And the moment you accept that, your mind becomes lighter. Let me tell you this gently. You don't have to solve everything. You don't have to predict everything. You don't have to carry every possible future scenario on your shoulders. Your job is simply to show up, one moment at a time, with the best version of yourself that you can manage that day. That's enough. And that's all life ever needed from you. Now let's get back to you. I want you to picture something. Imagine your mind is a crowded room full of people all talking at once. Thoughts everywhere. Noise everywhere. But inside that room, there's a quiet corner. A small chair. A calm space that belongs only to you. Overthinking is standing in the middle of the noisy room. Calm is sitting in your corner. You don't have to shut the whole room up. You just have to walk to your seat. That's all. Your mind will still talk. Thoughts will still show up. But you'll be sitting, not drowning in the noise. This is how you take back control. Not by fighting your thoughts, but by not letting them drag you into the middle of the chaos. One last thing before we close. When your mind spirals, remind yourself, my brain is trying to protect me. I don't need to figure everything out right now. This thought is not a fact. I've survived harder things. I am safe in this moment. Say it softly. Say it kindly. Say it like you're talking to someone you love, because you deserve that gentleness too. Overthinking doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain cares too much, and caring too much can be guided, not punished. You are learning how to guide your mind. You are becoming stronger, calmer, clearer, and little by little, your brain will learn to trust you. This is your file today, from Body Logic Files. And remember, you don't have to silence your thoughts. You just have to learn which ones deserve your attention. You're doing better than you think.